Occupado! Whatever you're selling, bud, not interested, okay? You see the no soliciting sign out front? That means business. I will report you to the HOA. Oh, the Facebook group's gonna have a heyday with this one, trust me.
Little pigs, let me come in.
Hey, who are you calling a little pig? You think you're at your mom's house?
Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in.
Okay, looks like we're going to Home Depot after this, okay? That's not MDF, that's solid wood. It's gonna cost you a pretty penny.
Here's Johnny.
Wait, Johnny the DoorDash guy? Dude, you're 20 minutes late. Come on in, door's unlocked. Nope, not a fan of horror movies, or haunted houses, or even scary campfire stories, or just any photo of Rudy Giuliani. Gives me the willies, the nillies, the hip-hop, the heebies, the jeebies, the hooties, and the blowfish. But I do love a good financial horror story because there's always something you can learn from someone else's stupid money mistakes. So today, we'll take a look at some of the best financial failures people shared on Reddit to see what we can learn from these terrifying tales of money mishaps. Okay, so these are all coming from the subreddit Money Diaries Active, which makes you think, why did the other one go inactive? Spooky. A Redditor in that community said, in honor of spooky season, share your money horror stories. Let's see what people willingly shared on the internet. MD Trash Heap. Strong start. Moved into newly purchased house. Note, this house was built in the 70s but had few things noted on inspection. We're told about and noticed that water is slow to drain. About a week in, we run 2 loads of laundry back to back, as you do when there's 2 parents and an active preschooler in the house. Suddenly, things start gurgling and all the drains. The toilet is bubbling. WTF is going on? We call an emergency plumber to come snake our line at 11 p.m. He believes it's a clog, but his equipment breaks while trying to clear it. The plot thickens, and so does the poop. Long story short, some idiot many years ago planted a tree in the front yard right over where the house sewer runs out to the city line. The tree was now 60 feet tall, and the roots had braided around the PVC sewer pipe and pinched it off. Fixing it involved several days of multiple plumbers, a backhoe, digging up our front yard, tree removal, no sewer access in the house, and rejected claims from home warranty. Total, $10,000. It was horrifying for more than financial reasons. Next purchase, I'm getting a dedicated plumbing inspection, especially if there's big trees in the yard. Also a pool inspection, but that's been a separate issue. First of all, riddled with grammar problems.
Me fail English? That's impossible.
I'm so sorry they went through this. This is one of those things, you get into a home and you go, wow, it's so much better than renting. I just gotta get into a home. We'll figure it out. It's a fixer-upper. Who cares? We think it's in good condition. And then stuff like this happens and you go, wow, being a homeowner is not all it's cracked up to be. And there's a perfect example of what can happen, the chaos that can ensue as a homeowner. So don't let anyone tell you that renting is a waste of money. That was a waste of money, but it needed to be done. And just goes to show you, planting trees not always a good thing for society. Shout out to Fern Gully, cutting them trees down. This spooky tale comes from Side of Veggies 18. Went to a friend's birthday dinner that had 4 courses, not knowing the price. It was a nice Italian spot, but nothing crazy. People were ordering drinks left and right like it was open bar. There was no way to split up who got what drink-wise. It ended up being $291 per person without tax and tip, which basically was horrifying to me since that is what my fiance and I spent on groceries for like 3 weeks. That's a yikes, my guy. For a guy who normally orders a side of veggies, I can see why this was a big expenditure. I always want to know ahead of time, who's going? What are we doing with the bill? I'm not gonna just act surprised at the end going, oh, I guess we'll all split it, it's just easier. No, I'm going, hey, here was my tab, this is what I'm paying. You all can figure it out. So I don't know where this went wrong, because it said there was no way to split up who got what drink. Yeah, there is. That person who ordered the drink pays for that drink. I don't know what caused this scenario to go so out of hand that drinks are just flying in and out. And they're like, I don't even know who got what, man. We were just throwing shots around. Get better, friends. Sorry that happened to you, though. That is a lesson learned. Get clear up front on how the financials are going to play out. Our next spooky financial story comes from Skydot94. I spent $500 on a laser hair removal package and completely forgot about it. Now that place is out of business because the esthetician retired, crying emoji. Okay, was this like a Groupon? I mean, what happened here? So you spent $500 on a package, but then never like booked the package. Did you get like a gift card? I'm just confused. and like they don't call you? Is the esthetician, like, is the business still alive? Did they sell the business? Did they rename it? I would try to get your money back somehow, because that esthetician made some bank off of you without doing any of, I mean, you still have all the hair. And I don't know where that hair is, but I hope it's gone now. Nobody wants to see that. I'm still confused as to how you spent $500 up front and never get a service. So that part, that's on you.
You done messed up, Aaron!
And you gotta know, if this is like a small business, a solopreneur, you gotta go ahead and use that. This is not like a corporate chain that's gonna just let you use this in perpetuity. So that's a hard lesson to learn, and that's a lot of money to pay. I mean, how much hair are they removing? For $500, I better look like a naked mole rat. Moving on to more scary financial stories. Gen X MD throwaway. Here's mine in a haiku. 18-year-old me signed a private student loan. Terrible nightmare. That's it? Okay. I mean, yeah, that's not good. I mean, if you didn't know, private student loans have much harsher terms. And you're not gonna bankrupt these loans. They have a higher interest rate, not subsidized, not owned by the government. So if you're in one of these, I'm so sorry. The only way through it is through it. Just pay the dang thing off, use the debt snowball method, smallest to largest balance, ignore the interest rate, and attack it. Bae Baska has this one to share. I had just graduated college and was at my first big girl job. My car was in the shop and I had no way to get home, so I decided to take an Uber during rush hour. This was 2016, so I thought, okay, 4x surge pricing can't be that bad. $250 later. All right, let's think through this. Yeah, $250 almost a decade ago. Uber. Goodness gracious. My car was in the shop. No, I mean, if you had no way to... I personally would have asked a coworker, like, hey, you heading that direction? Can I hop in and get a ride? But Uber during rush hour, I imagine you had a long way home. 4x surge pricing. I mean, if $250 to carry the money... That still would have been like a $60-something ride before tip. So it was already going to be expensive, but lesson learned. Get that car repaired, folks. Oh, by the way, if you have a financial horror story that you would like to share, please drop it in the comments. I'd love to read it for a future episode that is focused on your stories, the people that I love the most. All right, this next one comes to you courtesy of Not You, Not Me, No One. I was 18 when I got my first credit card. As I understood it, this was vital to a successful adulthood. I needed a credit score to do anything and needed a credit card to get a credit score. I was not and still am not the right person for credit cards. That's good self-awareness. I racked up tons of debt. Eventually, I consolidated it into a personal loan and then repeated that process twice. Currently paying off about $60,000 in personal loans, locked all cards, and I'm actually budgeting. So far, so good. The first personal loan will be paid off in February of 2024. That's good news, that's gone. Debating if I want to roll the payment onto another loan, put the monthly payment in savings, or some combination of the two. There's a lot to unpack here. First of all, why are we telling 18-year-olds that they need credit scores to live their adult life? They truly do not. You can rent an apartment without a credit score, you can rent a car without a credit score. It really is a 3-digit number that just tells you how good you are playing the debt game. Number two, we should make it illegal to get a credit card at 18. That's just one man's hot take. Why are we giving kids the ability to have a $10,000 line of credit when they haven't never seen that number in their life? Wild behavior. And here's what happens. They rack up the debt, they fall for another trap, these consolidation loans that just move the debt around and put it in one big pile, which makes it harder to pay off. And then it doesn't change the behavior, because look what they just admitted. They repeated that process twice. And here they are, still in debt, many years later, I assume, trying to pick up the pieces and clean it up. I would not roll the payment into another loan. Please don't do that. I hope you have not done that. Don't put the monthly payment in savings. You need to focus on getting rid of the debt ASAP, then get your emergency fund in place. And that'll light a fire under you to clean this up. You know, aside from these financial horror stories, you know what else can be scary? Dealing with a crappy bank that just sees you as a dollar sign. And that's why I love Fairwinds Credit Union, a sponsor of today's video. They're owned by their members, not by Wall Street. And here's how countercultural they are. They're focused on helping you win with money and get out of debt. And And you can get started by signing up for their Smart Bundle, which includes their Spend Smart checking account and Save Smart high yield savings account. Plus, you can get free nationwide access to over 33,000 ATMs and over 5,000 credit union partners if you need to access a local branch. So get started today. Go check it out. Go to fairwinds.org/Ramsey to sign up for that Smart Bundle, or click the link in the description below. Okay, back to the horror stories. Delightfully sedate said, opened a Roth IRA account. Realized 3 years later that I never set it up to actually invest the funds. That's a facepalm right there. And honestly, this happens more often than you'd think. A lot of people just go, well, they told me to open a Roth IRA, so I opened one. Well, you can't stop there. You gotta actually fund it and then use those funds to purchase investments, right? Purchase the assets inside of that. So the Roth IRA is really just a tax-advantaged shell. You've got to actually purchase funds inside of there to actually be investing. So if you see that you funded it, but it's sitting in like a money market account, that means it's waiting to be invested. It's on the sidelines. So make sure whatever retirement account or investment account you have, that the money is not sitting on the sidelines. It's actually in the market so that compound growth is working for you. That's an important note. Thank you, Delightfully Sedate, for that PSA. Beautiful Goat 9. Shout out to great usernames. Crypto. Lost $10,000 in the FTX collapse. Thankfully made more than that in the end, but it still hurts. Also, a few years back, a favorite childhood band was reuniting for a tour, and my friend excitedly texted if I wanted to go, as he was buying tickets. I said yes, and didn't think anything of it. A few days before the show, he casually mentions the tickets were $500 each. Surprise, he got box seats, and if we want to Venmo him. While I could afford it, I would not have spent that much on this concert, or any concert really, and it hurt to send him the money. Yeah, I don't know how your first question isn't, yeah, how much are tickets? That would have been smart. And it sounds like there's been a pattern of impulsive moves here. I mean, just throwing a bunch of money into crypto is one, and not looking into the details, I guess out of excitement for your favorite band? And childhood band, reuniting. I mean, was it Third Eye Blind? I hope it was worth $500, man. Wish you could step off of that ledge, my friend.
Please don't ever do that again.
And now the question is, what band would you be willing to spend $500 on?
It's gonna be me.
That's a great question. Comment below, what band is worth $500 to see in person if they reunite? Now, not dead or alive, but maybe they're still around, they're still alive, they haven't reunited, that counts too. And tell me why it's O-Town. It's always nice when you can learn from other people's failures rather than your own. So I want to say thanks to these Reddit users for being honest and sharing their money mistakes, even if they did remain anonymous with throwaway accounts. And if you thought these were scary, check out this video for more financial horror stories from TikTok. Nothing is scarier than TikTok. Give it a click or use the link in the description below. That's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons and share this video with your friend Kyle, whose entire life is a financial horror story. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.